Nashville. What was so important that you had to send the Cartwright boy to come and get me?
Oh, what's wrong with the Cartwright boy?
He's dull. So dull that if he was a knife, he couldn't cut through hot butter. He comes busting in acting like the barn's on fire or something, but then takes his sweet and innocent little time just staring at me instead of delivering the message.
Oh, Perla, I think he fancies you.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Why? Haven't you heard what they call you? Purdy Perla.
No, and I better not hear it if they want to keep their mouths to be spitting with. Now, did you have something you wanted to tell me or not?
Oh, right. I almost forgot. I got it.
Got what?
The instructions from the governor. Remember? Deacon said after the hoedown yesterday to track down a copy and take a look at it, right? Well, it took me longer than I thought because I'd always heard them call it instructions or suggestions, but look, there's so much more.
Articles of incorporation.
Yeah, charter.
Charter? Who was she? And why was she on fire to begin with?
No, CHARTER. It's basically a legal document between us and the governor that grants us the right to function as a town.
So, what's it say?
Well, some regular things such as taxes and record keeping, but oh, look here. The governor charges the citizens of Gravemarker, also known as the governor's people, to be set apart and distinctly different from its lawless neighbors. It then goes on to list some activities that are to be avoided, and guess what one of the first ones is?
Do not build a saloon.
No saloon.
I had no idea.
Me either, and well, that's a problem too. Another part of it tells parents to make sure that their children know these sorts of things, to talk about them at dinner and out in the field baling hay and, well, everywhere.
Well, they've done a lousy job of that, because I ain't ever heard of that before. Where'd you find that anyway? Bottom of the feed barrel?
No, it was just right in my dad's office, open on his desk.
Your dad? The mayor's office? Are you crazy?
I was kind of wondering the same thing. Miss Ames, I believe my son's kept you long enough. There's still some things in the kitchen to take care of after this hootenanny we had today.
Yes, sir.
All right. Speaking of this afternoon, Flint, I heard you caused quite a ruckus there.
Oh, how so?
Don't play greenhorn with me, son. Listen, as long as I've ever known you, you've been scared of your own shadow. Now you go shooting your mouth about getting a message from the agent of the governor, and then you're standing in front of the meanest and the craziest criminals right in the line of fire.
To be fair, I'd only just found out that Emma was the leader of the Crazy Eights.
Well, everybody's been coming knocking on my door, and you want to know what they're saying?
Well, I'm hoping for what a brave hero I was, but...
Hardly. They're like, what's going on with that boy? If he had to throw his hat down the ground, he couldn't hit it in 3 throws.
I know it sounds crazy, Pa, but... Well, the governor said...
The governor, listen, whoever that was that brought the message, you should have just brought him to me.
It wasn't just some. It was the agent of the governor.
That's a bunch of hooey. If it was the agent of the governor, you'd been dead. Surely he just mistaken you for me.
Didn't. He knew exactly who I was.
Listen, you need to get whatever gurgle in that coffee bowl ahead of yours straight. Whoever it was mistaken you for me.
No, he didn't. For one, his telegrams were addressed to me by name, but, well, two, maybe it's because you're disregarding this.
This. That's right. Let's talk about why you be going shooting in on my own personal affairs here.
I wasn't looking for trouble, Paul.
You were in my office.
The door was open, and, well, you've never had a problem with me going in there before.
Well, it's never really had to do with anything that matters to you.
Well, it seems to me like that charter concerns all of us, and it's supposed to be by the front door.
Well, listen, it was up there, but honestly, it just got in the way. But it's all over town. You can see it there.
Where? We don't have an outpost of the governor like it says we should, so where could I possibly read that around town?
Well, it's in all the buildings. I remember putting it there myself, hanging it up, nailing it up.
It must be behind doors or shelves or in closets or something, because I've never seen that anywhere before today. And the little I have heard about it has been from offhand whispers around town. Never from you. Why?
Son, let me tell you about this. Back in the time when these rules were written, it was different. And time goes by, and that's the way of the world. And honestly, the governor understands, but, well, the governor never comes around. But anyway, for those of us who are still here, we're still trying to keep the peace, and we believe in this charter.
Do we, Paul?
Yeah, of course.
The saloon?
The saloon. Do you not understand that's the moneymaker for us? Look at the fancy water tower we have here. And all the vandalizing and the crazies that are on the streets, they've gone away. You know, you got it pretty flush because of that saloon you're knocking on.
But the charter clearly says that...
The charter. You know, the charter doesn't talk about all the vandalizing, all the crazy things going on the streets, even from my own cowhands. And the charter doesn't talk about all the people who come belly aching up to me about how they have to go to a different saloon in another town. And this charter right here, it didn't have to look a California widowed in the eye who had a daughter who was looking for a job and didn't have a place to go.
What widow?
Adora Bell. Kitty Bell Starr's mama. You see, with this charter, it took care of all those things, and now, you know, son, like, there's some hard times that are going on, and people are able to go into the saloon, and they're able to take care of the things that are going on in their life and escape for a little bit. But here's the deal that you're going to find in this charter. It's about us taking care of each other.
But is a saloon that takes care of others, or is it more of a want? And does want something really badly outweigh obeying the governor's law?
See, son, it's like this. You got the governor's law over here, and you got the town. And, well, as the mayor, I find myself sitting on the fence between the two whenever they don't get along with each other.
Maybe some fences aren't meant to be straddled.
Well, sometimes it feels like a barbed wire fence I'm sitting on, and honestly, it's easier to get off. And it's easier to say to get off than just to do it.
Well, sure, it's gonna hurt, no doubt about it, but wouldn't you rather be getting somewhere? You can't do that by sitting on a fence.
Well, I'll tell you where I need to be getting is I need to be getting to bed, because after that hoedown we had today, I'm pretty tired. I'll tell you what, hold on to this and I'll let you look through it for a little bit, all right?
Thanks, Paul. Even with everything, I wish we talked like this more.
Yeah, Flynn, I do too. Hey, but don't stay up too late now. The train's coming in with the whiskey in the morning, and we have to get it into the saloon, okay, buddy?
Wait, but what about the...
All right.
So, how was y'all's talk?
Why don't you tell me? Sure, you heard every word.
Well, I couldn't help but overhear as I was listening at the door.
I just don't understand how my dad could be okay ignoring all this.
I think it's like riding a train. There's a lot of gentle rocking that's real soothing. And if you're not careful, you're going to nod off and miss your stop, because that train's going to follow its track and you along with it until you take the first step to get off.
Well, I'm not going to fall asleep. No, sir. Now that I know about this charter and what it says, I'm going to do my best to follow it. That way the governor knows there's at least one citizen in Gravemarker who's earning his rights.
You got some good, some bad, some ugly in that one, my young cowboy. You should follow the charter, but don't go thinking you earn rights by doing the right thing. You receive rights from the governor, and you do the right thing because you're with him.
What's the difference?
Yeah, and how would he know anyhow?
Oh, he always knows. People say they're with him, but they're only in it for themselves. That's the difference. If you're only with him for what you can get, you won't be with him when the getting ain't good. You've got to ask yourself, are you really standing with the governor? Or really trying to gain something for yourself?
Well, I really am trying to stand with the governor. I guess there's just a lot to learn about what that looks like.
Sure is. A lifetime's worth. Just keep that attitude about it. You don't know all. Folks like your Paul think they got it all figured out, but it's hard to get them to see the truth.
So, there's no hope for Big Joe?
Oh, there's always hope. Governor's always trying to get people back on his side. It's just a matter of whether they're willing to leave their own. You said you're willing, so he's got a task for you, Flynn.
Well, what is it?
He wants you to shut up the Haybill Saloon and tear down its sign.
What?
He wants you to turn it into an outpost for the governor.
Okay, that sounds...
Foolish.
And?
Harebrained.
So?
Likely to rile people up to cause violent bodily harm.
Yeah, it sounds all those things.
Do you know why the governor didn't want Gravemarker to have a saloon?
To keep people from having fun?
'Cause playing cards is evil?
No. And no, it's because people started using it as a place to escape, to forget, do what they want, instead of communicating with the governor to get real fixes for their messes. He wants his outpost to be a place where folks can learn a better way. Now, they'll still have a good time. It'll just look a little different than other people's good times.
I don't think you know what you're asking here.
I have spoken. This is the way. I didn't say it would be easy or safe to follow the governor's instructions. It'll be good in the end.
But Flint
Has
is...
access to what he needs. The governor's with him.
And Big Joe
Going
is...
to have some decisions to make on his own soon.
I would like it noted that this is the craziest job ever.
Noted.
But the governor really is with me?
He is.
And, well, he'll back me up.
Absolutely.
Well, he better. Because no one's gonna like this. The townsfolk, even your pa's ranch hands that are basically like your brothers, they're gonna run you out of town on a rail.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. So we'll just have to do it tonight then.
Tonight?
Yeah, so no one knows who it was. And we've just got to figure out a way to clear out the saloon.
Oh, it's already cleared out. They had to make room for the big whiskey shipment coming in tomorrow.
How do you know that?
Oh, I heard the boys talking about it earlier.
But earlier you were listening to my dad and I talk.
I got 2 ears, don't I? They both work.
Well, that's perfect then. We can get a couple of the hands to go round up the outpost equipment while we...
Who is this we you keep speaking of?
Me and you?
You and, who? Because I ain't doing this.
Come on, Perla.
I ain't doing this.
It's for a good cause.
I done said it, I ain't doing it.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Alright, so there's a couple guards back there guarding the shipment of whiskey. I think we can take them or at least get them out of the way. Ready? Let's go.
Wait!
Miss Kitty, you need to hold it down a little bit. You're gonna scare the horses. We gotta get the whiskey into the saloon.
That's just it. There ain't no whiskey to get. It never arrived at the station. And just as the people were starting to stir up this morning, I noticed the saloon's been vandalized. The door's been busted and they replaced my glasses with this. Are we just gonna let this yellow-bellied lizard get away with it?
But, Miss Kitty, we don't even know who did this.
Oh, yeah. We went into town and got a description of one of the guys who hit the train. Didn't wear a mask or anything. Already sketched up a wanted poster of him. There's a mob of folks who want to hang him for destroying the saloon. Listen, he may be the son of Big Joe Ashfield, but you can't hide him, Mr. Mayor. He's got a heap to pay for.
Kitty, listen, I'll have a talk with him. Come on, we're gonna figure something out with this.